So we are here today to talk about spiritual direction with Dr. Judy Quitoriano. And Dr. Judy, I have a couple questions for you about spiritual direction. First, I'd like to ask, what actually is spiritual direction for those of us who are watching?
Spiritual direction is an opportunity to ground our life experiences in our faith, in our scripture, and in the gospel, so that we can go into the depths of our soul to seek healing.
So the next question I would have is who actually needs spiritual direction then?
Well, I believe that spiritual direction for both the director and the directee is a calling, a hunger in the soul, that finding the right psychologist is a very good step, but you may need to ground life experiences into the deepest level of your personal foundation. And with faith, we are able to do that. We are able to walk into the most traumatic situations or greatest uncertainties and ground our experiences in our faith. The whole essence of spiritual direction is to lead you through scripture into eventually the form of prayer that suits you best, but also eventually into centering prayer, so that you are just listening for the stirrings of the spirit in your soul.
Mm-hmm. Is there anybody who shouldn't actually go into or seek spiritual direction?
I believe somebody who is mentally ill and not stable is not a good candidate without having, in conjunct with spiritual direction, a psychologist, psychiatrist, or any other mental health official. A spiritual director is not a mental healer. A spiritual direction session is to guide you, but you must be on a very balanced plane.
Let's move into your actual course, and what actually are some of the benefits, or what are some of the items that your course is actually going to provide to potential students?
I believe the course can provide information about the whole process, and it is not here and there or done and gone. I mean, it's more like a life process to be immersed in spiritual direction. This course is an overview of both Jesuit and other theologies for spiritual direction, based in the Desert Fathers format around 1200 AD. And this program is set up so that you are aware of some of the steps and the touch points. It is only an overview, only an introduction.
So could you speak just a little bit for those who are unfamiliar with the Desert Fathers, what they will learn from the Desert Fathers, or at least give a little overview of what type of content and material you might be covering?
The Desert Fathers were the first monastics in the tradition of the Christian faith. And they had gone into the desert to find a deeper grounding of their faith. And eventually they were sought out during the Middle Ages by pilgrims to take on individuals who wanted to grow their souls.
So Dr. Judy, could you explain to our viewers some of your background and your extensive experience with spiritual direction?
Yes. Before I had decided to go through the training, I had been in direction with the founder of SDI, Sister Marianne Schofield, who was a Sister of Mercy. And she founded Spiritual Directors International globally. I had such a wonderful experience with her for 10 years before I started the process of training. Then I went into training with STI for 2 years. But due to cost prohibitions, my personal director at that time, Franciscan, who was a sister that did spiritual formation for seminaries in 2 dioceses, agreed with my past director and the head of SDI to take me on for the 3rd year supervision with directees. And I had had many people approach me for direction during my 2 years previous. And then the 3rd year you take on directees under supervision, which I did with my Franciscans. I believe direction is more of a calling than a job. You have to have spiritual development that sort of creates the charism where people ask you to be a director. It's not about advertising or anything like that. And I've always had plenty of people reach out to me to be a director. And in conjunction with the Franciscan order, I do not charge for it. The process is a 3-month discernment before it's even finalized that the director and the directee are a good fit.
But you've been doing spiritual direction for quite a long time already, correct?
Yes, I've been a director for more than 25 years.
So you've seen a lot of people over these years that you've directed and helped to find their way in their relationship, correct?
Yes, some of them had huge grief issues that we tried to ground in faith so that they could see life on the other side of loss. And some directees were going through death processes. Some of them were perfectly healthy. It was just where their journey was with them, which is imminent. You need to be present to the director.
Let's close our discussion today with one final question. What are the benefits of the course, if you can concisely summarize those for our viewers?
Well, our course is presented as an overview of the program. It is a process that you grow in over your life journey. The benefits, of course, are that it grows your soul. It grows your soul as a director and as a directee. Of course, everything said in a direction program is perfectly confidential. You never share that with anyone. It just gives our students a chance to see whether they have a calling in that direction. It gives insight. The course is taken from a personal level, developed in a course situation with texts from Jesuit programs and other programs about listening and being present. It help you in almost any aspect.
Thank you for watching this interview about St. Anthony's course in spiritual direction, taught by Dr. Judy Quitoriano. For more information about St. Anthony's, visit www.santanthonysliturgicalhouse.org. For more information, a course description, or to register for the course, see the insets on the screen.